Welcome to Borak Projex, your favorite project management podcast where we go deep beyond project charters and charts into the minds of program and project management icons and leaders. I am Alex Zulkarnain, your host and fellow project practitioner, and this podcast is brought to you powered by our sponsor PXP, or Project Excellence Partners, your trusted partner in project excellence. Now, are you ready? Let's bring it on. Today, indeed, we are honored to have with us a very experienced Malaysian engineering and digital transformation leader, strongly associated with a Fortune 500 company in the oil and gas industry. With deep expertise in industrial systems and process control, AI and digital transformation, engineering strategy at enterprise level, and directly or indirectly, project delivery improvements and project management of the future. I've known this articulate gentleman for many, many years, with more than 32 years of experience leading various large and significant transformation and transformative journeys. Previously a senior general manager, technology and digital solutions in Petronas, our special guest here is currently an independent strategic advisor to a few companies, locally and international. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Encik Prakash Kumar Karunakaran to the studio. Hi, Encik Prakash.
Hey, Alex. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, our honor to have you here, and can I call you bro as always?
Always.
Yes, bro Prakash. The rest of you call him Encik Prakash, okay? Okay. We will have a conversation. It's not an interview, definitely. So forget about the cameras in front. Can flow casually and frankly, and we can mix our languages.
Okay.
Malay and English. Not others,
No,
German.
no.
I know you speak fluently in Italian or something. And hopefully it's going to benefit a lot of the project practitioners out there, especially the young ones or the active ones are still learning. Yeah. So, I've known you for how many years?
MLNG days, wasn't
MLNG days, I think. In Daibumi, were you in Daibumi?
I was in Daibumi.
Maybe, yeah.
From there as well. Yeah.
20 plus years.
20 plus years.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you've been doing well.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're creating your own brand, I see, in AI, in digital transformation, and the link between the industry and the boardroom, I would say, strategy. And we're going to learn a lot, I believe. And your articles in LinkedIn were, woof. Guys, check out Mr. Prakash in LinkedIn. Okay, first of all, maybe we get to know a little bit of your personal background. Where were you born? And
Okay. So I came from Kuching. I'm a Sarawakian. Did my education in Kuching, went to Penang I'm in an engineering field, but my education is as a physicist. So I'm a physicist in the engineering world, and I dropped into the engineering world, found that I liked it too much, and stayed in the engineering world. Started my career as a teacher, lecturer in Inti College in Kuching. Then got offered by Petronas. That time was Petronas Shell joint venture in MLNG. It was interesting because it was run by Shell. So yeah, you were there at that time, I think.
That was MLNG 1 lah.
MLNG 1 time, yeah. Which was quite interesting working for the Shell people, the Shell way of doing things. It was actually a very good exposure to how things were run in the engineering world. And spent about 13 years at MLNG, right? I started off in maintenance, then I went to process and then process control, set up the section in MLNG, and then moved on somewhere around my 13th year, my plant head came to me and said, "I think you need to move." Right. So I moved to Malacca Refinery, and somewhere in between that, I got married. So Shuchi came into my life, and suddenly it was double. It was fun, got married, and then we moved to Malacca. And in Malacca, we had our child. So my child is a Malacca baby, which was, a lot of fond memories of Malacca, both from the professional, which was, incredible because I moved from LNG to refining. And then we moved to KL when I got transferred as the technical authority for the process control field at the central HQ in Petronas. Spent about 8-10 years, about almost 10 years in 8 years as a technical authority. And then again, it's all these bosses who come to you and say, "Prakash, I think I've got a new problem for you," right? And that problem was, how do we take engineering into the fourth industrial revolution? That was the actual ask. The ask was, the statement that I got was, I think engineering is still in the prehistoric era. We need to do something with it. And that was my foray into AI, which was in about 2018, 2019, when I was asked to lead blueprinting. And then from blueprinting, I went into execution, and I never looked back, right? It was an amazing journey from that point in time to where I am today, which is, Then in between, I took on the role. I set up a new division called Nerve Center.
Yes. Nerve Center.
Nerve Center, which was pretty cool because Nerve Center was a mix of engineering and digital. Right. It was trying to solve a problem, which we can talk about later, but it was trying to solve a problem. So we set up Nerve Center. And then I was then given the role as the Senior General Manager of Technology Digital Solutions, which is a de facto CDO, CTO role for Petronas, which was, believe me, an incredibly challenging but incredibly fulfilling part, because both the digital oversight and technology oversight, so hydrocarbon technology oversight as well, absolutely amazing. In between doing capital projects, operations, technical stuff, it's been an amazing career. Yes, good times. Transition into an independent advisor, ran AI strategy, and then now looking at AI execution as well. So it's a bit of a very interesting journey. Thank you.
Yeah, hot cake ni. Very applicable. Bridging to the future, this gentleman is. Let me rewind a little bit. So, talking about you.
Yeah, sure.
Your personal self.
All right.
What are your hobbies?
It's going to be boring, man. So, I love reading, right? My go-to authors has always been the classics in the either fantasy genre, like J.R.R. Tolkien. Lord of the Rings has been my favorite topic. Sci-fi, Asimov, the Foundation series. But I love good thrillers as well, right? So it's reading good thrillers. You want to turn the page and look at the whodunits. And then with my family, it's like, just like everyone, it's Netflix, bro.
Oh, okay.
So Netflix, it's like the standard crime series that we watch. We went a little bit into Criminal Minds. But my God, that gets so dark very quickly. So, yeah, but we love, I think all of us, we just love the whodunit type. My wife, my daughter, we just really into that. So I think as a family, we bond that.
Sharing hobbies as a family is always the best thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you watch Twilight movies?
No, man.
No,
no, man.
It's nice, right?
No, yeah, man. Come on. I watched the first one. Yeah.
Be in touch with your feminine side. Vampires are interesting.
Vampires are interesting, yeah.
The werewolves.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, man. I hear you.
That's the perks of being a host, okay?
Yeah.
People won't offend you much. Okay. Now, so you already answered my next question. How did your career took off? But can you maybe share with us how indirectly or directly you contribute to the project management fraternity?
Directly or indirectly. So during my career, and especially when I was in MLNG, I was an operations guy, hardcore operations guy. But MLNG then grew as a plant, right? We built MLNG Dua, then we built MLNG Tiga. In between, there were several other projects. One of the things that hit me hard was the mindset change as you transition from operations into capital projects. When I was in operations, it's all about the system, because the system helps us take a feed and turn it into a product. So when I was in MLNG, we were taking gas and we were making LNG out of it. But then when I moved into the project phase, and I realized that suddenly my mindset was all wrong for a project phase. In a project phase, it's all about, building the metal structures. And so the associated elements of making sure that you have an integrity mindset to ensure that, joins and welds and whatnot are all in place. And so you've got that metal structure in place. Then you put in the equipment into that and you make sure the integration works. And then that final phase of then bringing it into a system view where you can say, okay, now all the pieces are in place. Let's make it work as a system, right? Now, and the realization for me is that as I moved in some of the projects that I did was that, the mindset that you have in each phase is very different. The last phase is very operational, which was where I was coming from, which was a very operational phase. But the first phase, you don't bring in an operations mindset. You bring in a completely different mindset as in capital projects. And so I did that. I was involved in a few projects. That was in Malacca Refinery, lightly involved in some projects. And then I moved into the Technical Authority Central role, where we were involved in the design of a lot of other projects as well. I guess my favorite one was the Petronas floating LNG ones, right? Where we were looking at it and I had a problem with how the process was designed at one point, and I was talking about it and discussing it with a lot of the people over there. And I think the way that we were able to actually figure out how do you solve issues, and whether it's solving it at a capital project phase or during operations, and was actually very revealing for me what is critical in capital projects. Finally, as I took on this role and we had to build, ambitious projects, my team had ambitious plans in capital project space, and largely from the leaders like yourself in the project space who says, I want to be able to see insights into capital projects. And capital projects, like it or not, it's very manual. And so to say, let's bring digitalization into it was like, whoa, it was... Hang on a second. In operating plants, data comes without you asking for it. In capital projects, you have to ask for data. And now you're saying that I want the data to flow into dashboards, into analytics and stuff like that. That was a huge leap And to make it work took us some time. But it was brilliant, and we were able to build things like command centers and build things like Quality Plus for ensuring well integrity and stuff like that. So it was interesting stuff, right? Within that project space. But yeah, I'm sure you have a lot more questions on that space.
Yeah, endless possibilities when it comes
Absolutely.
to digitalization, technology, and now AI. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Let's go to the heart of the discussion.
Sure.
Just jump in. You have worked alongside prominent international consultants,
Yes,
such as the MBB trio. You know what?
The consultants, yeah.
MBB trio, McKinsey, Bain, and
Boston Consulting.
BCG, and at Little Accenture as well, and others. So I'm intrigued about all the strategic transformation that you've been through, and you've been key in most of it and led some of it, most of it. And can you share a little bit of interesting experiences on which transformation that's worth sharing here?
I guess the first one that I realized and part of the journey that I took was we had failures as well, right? And in the company we had some failures within the digital space where we were doing a lot of digital stuff and we were not able to create value. And there were a lot of lessons learned, right? So we had to pivot, we had to change, and we decided on 3 mantras eventually that we said, these were the 3 mantras we're going to follow. And we started those mantras somewhere around 2020. We've stuck to those mantras, and the mantras are still valid. The first mantra is domain-led, digitally enabled.
Okay.
Not the other way around. It's not digitally led, domain enabled, right? It's domain led, which means that the domain, whether in capital projects or in operations of reliability or turnaround, whatever, you lead. The domain must take the leadership. Why? Very simple, because the accountability stays with the domain. Right? Anything goes wrong, say in a plant and an AI says something, the head of the plant, who has ultimate accountability, is not going to say, pick up the phone and call the data science guy. So if it fails, if something fails, mechanical equipment fails, he's going to call the head of mechanical and see what happened, right? And the head of mechanical can't say, well, it was the digital's fault, right? No, it's always the accountability rest always with the domain. So that important point brings up this idea that it needs to be domain-led, digitally enabled. That's step one. So who owns it? It's the domain. How do you put your focus on it is your second element, which is it has to be value obsessed.
Yep.
The idea is not an output. I can build 1,000 AI or digital products, etc., right? But the output doesn't have the same impact as an outcome. An outcome must be P&L impacting, right? So as long as you hit an outcome,
the bottom line,
which is a P&L impact somewhere, then that's an impact, and nothing else matters. It must hit a P&L somewhere, which is an outcome. So we say value obsessed as our second mantra, or finance validated outcome, or something like that. The third element is about sustaining that change, right? So we use an expression called use equals to value. So use is equals to value. If nobody's using it, there's no value. But use equals to value means there are a few things that has to come with it. Change, communication, capability, stakeholder management, all of those elements start to come in. And so with these 3 mantras, we actually did a digital revolution. And sometimes, I love this idea that sometimes the most complex things is done with simple stuff. We just use these 3 mantras and we did everything. and we made, a lot of money out of that.
A good question.
Sure.
Domain-led.
Yes.
I had the experience of when we give domains to chart out what they want, Dia tumbuh macam cendawan. There's so many
ideas
and application. Everybody wants thousands and millions of money to, when they think about their own accountability.
Sure.
The integration bit gets lost.
Yes.
There are certain applications or, supposed to be together, right? What's your take on that one?
Okay, so, and you're absolutely right. If you go to any discipline, they will think you need to give me the highest investment because I will give you this much returns, right? And then that's inevitable. And which is why there needs to be a decision platform at some point. So two things that must happen, right? One is because of the value obsession framework that we have, everything's tied to P&L. A lot of people can claim value. It's not easy to claim P&L.
Yeah.
Right? I can say, if I do this, I am going to save a lot of money. I'm going to prevent a lot of things from happening. Then you ask the question, okay, how do you hit the P&L? Right? And all you need, by the way, is to put a finance guy on the other end, and the guy would probably knock off 90% of all of the things, right? Because it's, I hear you, but I don't see my P&L change. And by the way, that's a very common comment in large corporations, right? Because people claim this improvement, that improvement. Finance guy goes, really? I don't see it in my books, man. Right?
Yeah.
So if you bring that rigor of what the finance guy is doing down to the engineers, conversation becomes different.
Yeah. I remember talking about value. I remember in conversations, people always claim value in terms of efficiency.
Oh,
yeah, but still nobody. You don't reduce any people, any positions, so you still use the same man hours by being efficient. So
absolutely, productivity in a workforce that doesn't change, right? So if your workforce doesn't change in its numbers, productivity doesn't have an impact to P&L.
Yes.
Unless you change the outcome materially, giving more, right? But otherwise, it doesn't change anything in the P&L. So when you take it from that aspect, you say, hey, look, I'm not changing. So productivity doesn't count. So let me ignore productivity. And that's an extreme that you shouldn't go to. And the reason for that is because of what do you have in the quiver of AI technology today. Everybody looks at AI as one thing, AI. Nobody has experienced AI at mass until November 2022. This is one date that changed the world, because in November 2022, OpenAI released ChatGPT publicly. It was the first time mankind en masse could experience AI personally, right? And within a month, 100 million people signed up, right? Within a month and a half, 100 million people signed up. It was the fastest growth ever in any application history, was OpenAI's debut. And it was the first time people experienced AI, because everybody heard about AI, but never really experienced AI, not in the scale that OpenAI was able to do it. And so this notion that AI is ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude has always been unfortunately propagated from that point. November 22 onwards, people thought AI equates to generative AI. But AI actually has 3 types. Machine learning, let's take it a project perspective. I want to be able to predict if I'm going to hit a delay. For that, I need data and I need a model.
Yeah.
That model is trained on historical data, trained on a lot of contractor performance, et cetera, and I can use that to predict the future. That's machine learning.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one kind of AI. That's AI type 1. Machine learning helps you use historical data to predict what's going to happen. Super powerful tool. In fact, in Petronas, almost all of the money that we've made using machine learning. But nobody talks about machine learning because everybody's so, so tied to the second AI, which is generative AI. Generative AI is all of these tools that you are able to converse with and talk to ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. Why? Because you finally have somebody who can talk back to you. That somebody's not, it's a virtual someone, but you have somebody who can converse with you. This is game changer, especially in, say, a project environment. Why? Because I can load up project performance of all kinds into a constrained generative AI, not a full-fledged, just the open type, but a constrained generative AI, and say, based on the last 40 projects, tell me for this particular project of this particular time, let's say I'm building a platform, right? Shallow, tieback, etc. Tell me what are the key challenges I could see from this guy. And it would go through all of that and give it to you in a minute, right? Everything that you need to think about. And also tune to that particular project. The ability for project managers to leverage on generative AI is enormous, enormous, right? And you have all that information at your fingertips. Imagine project performance on a day-by-day basis, or even every day, end of the day, summarize everything from every work order that I have and where do you think the blockers are, right? And it analyzes and summarizes all of that, especially if it's trained. Then you have that ability. So generative AI is number 2. It's brilliant. Number 3 is agentic systems.
Is what?
Agentics. Agentic systems, right? So agentic systems, the third type. So AI is 3. Machine learning, generative AI, and agentic. Now, what's agentic system? Agentic system is generative AI. But generative AI will say, you ask it a question, it gives you an answer.
Yeah.
With agentic systems, the core is still generative AI. But now I give it the ability to connect to something. Let's imagine something in say, capital projects. I say, hey, look, I have a problem with this project performance, and I think I need you to do an analysis using the Primavera P6, run this simulation here and there, and use these parameters, and tell me what's the outcome. And analyze that outcome for me, by the way. So it goes out. It pulls up Primavera. It pulls up the project files. It runs and changes parameters. It runs the simulation. Simulation comes back, feeds it back into the generative AI model. Generative AI understands the outcome and tells you, don't worry, Alex. It's all good. Bro. Whoa. So that's an agentic system. An agentic system has the ability to act. It doesn't just advise you, it can act as well. It can pull out different things. And if it, like in the case I gave you just now, it finds an answer that's incorrect, it will pull out another tool. It will do a lot of things orchestrated in a particular way to give you what you want.
Sounds like more human in that sense.
Exactly. It's almost like emulating human beings in that sense, right?
And all these still in this era of AI. We're not talking about the
No.
AGI, ASI yet.
No,
right?
not yet. AGI, artificial general intelligence, it's probably something that's going to be coming sooner rather than later. But even and what I call the illusion of intelligence, right? Because ChatGPT and all of this, it looks intelligent. It's an illusion of intelligence because it's all statistical models behind, but it looks smart, right? And it's getting smarter every week. But it's an illusion of intelligence because it's massive mathematical models behind that makes it look like intelligence when it's not, which is why it can hallucinate, right? Because it's an illusion of intelligence. Well, I was doing a training in January and mentioned this. I was doing this training in January and people were asking me, how about hallucination? I said, hallucination is a feature. It's not a bug. Imagine if I said, give me the best idea to say ChatGPT or Gemini. It will take the statistically most relevant answers all the time, right? But let's say I now ask it, give me your wildest idea to drive project costs down while not impacting quality. Give me the wildest, craziest idea. What do you want the model to do? You actually want it to hallucinate. Because you want it to give you the craziest idea. You don't want the statistically most relevant ideas. You want it to go off track and give me the wildest ideas. So I said, hallucination depends on how you ask the thing. It's actually a feature, right? So it depends.
I should try that more often.
Wildest ideas is brilliant. It's craziest
but
thing.
still makes sense, right?
Because you can ask it another thing. We call it chain of thought. So when it gives you a crazy idea, you just ask it, give me a chain of thought. And then it explains its reasoning for why it gave you that answer. But you have to be aware to ask this question. Right? You can't assume that this is correct at the face value. Every day or every 2 days, I will get, you're wrong here. I will tell it, you are wrong here. And it says, oh, my apologies, Prakash. It knows my name. My apologies, Prakash. Let me correct that.
He calls me boss. But they're always positive, this second type.
It depends, right? In the settings, in almost all of this, you can go to settings and give it a character, give it a personality. So in my personality, I give it a critical view.
No wonder mine is always agreeing to whatever.
No, by default, when it comes out of the box, it will always agree and will always please you in every way possible. Right? In my case, like just now I was doing two pieces of work and Prakash, this is not important. This is important. Don't do this. It's like, whoa, okay. Maybe I should tone down the critical. But, you can configure it. You can configure the personality.
At the setting.
In the settings. Yes.
But mine is more therapeutic, Prakash.
Oh, that's fine.
I always feel good when people listen to you and not disagreeing too much.
Well, you can choose. You can always ask it, by the way, in even the default out of the box model, you can always say default, today I want you to be critical.
Okay.
And it will play that role. Right. So it's an opportunity.
So back to the 3 types of AI.
The 3 types of AI, the opportunity for the biggest opportunity is in machine learning. Because it is predicting, right? And in projects, we actually want to have that prediction capability. But you also want to be able to augment your workers, right? So you want to have a project engineer who thinks like 10 project engineers, right? But he sees a problem and he doesn't freak out. It's like, oh my God, I've never seen this before. But don't worry, bro. 40 years of people should just help you at your fingertips. If you've configured that, right? If you've configured that, you've all the history behind you, then every engineer feels like they have the sifu behind them at any point in time.
Yeah.
And you want to have that engineer, because a lot of the time, even when we were young engineers, right, you go, oh my God, like, it's so much to learn. It's like, oh my God, it's like overwhelming, right? And by the way, that's when your therapeutic one needs to come in, right? Don't worry, it's okay, right? Let me break it down for you.
Yes.
And make it simple for you. So it's so helpful for the young engineer. But for me, I'm even with 30 years, I'm finally able to tap on the global knowledge. See, somebody was asking me this question. You were a technical authority in the field of advanced control, and I'm like the top guy in my field, right? And I said, and so the guy asked me, have you checked how smart ChatGPT is in my field, right? Am I as good as it? I say, or is it not as good, right? And I say, it blows me away. So because it has such a huge volume of knowledge, there are areas where it messes up. But as a senior in my field, I find it so useful because I have domains of knowledge I've not seen before, right? So in capital projects, I ask it questions and it will give me, there's something called deep research in all of this. And I just type deep research and then it will give me all the articles of every capital project and analyze it for me. And then it comes out with, here are options for you. I mean, from an augmentation perspective, for any young engineer or any senior, even seniors, because just because you're a senior, you haven't seen everything, bro.
Yeah,
right?
True.
So from a senior perspective, you realize a lot of dimensions you've never anticipated before.
True. Yeah.
So even just getting this two in, machine learning and generative AI, you're already doing today 90% better than any other capital project space in the world.
I totally agree. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's faster, it's less confusion.
And it explains things to you.
Yeah.
So I think it's a wasted opportunity if we don't leverage on it, right? And especially in Malaysia, we're starting to see a growth. And if you look from the statistics, we're starting to see a growth in the use of generative AI. I think there's a huge opportunity in Malaysia, especially in a project space, most spaces, for people to actually leverage on this. They just need to figure out how to use it.
Yeah. True. Yeah. It's not so difficult anyway. There's some tips here and there, what to prompt and whatnot.
There are only two tips. As a base, people come to me, do I need to have a 1 hour, 1 day lecture? No, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Number one, always tell it who you are. Right? And I always give this example. I open a fresh conversation window and I ask a question. Right? Okay, it gives me an answer. The second, I am this person. I'm a senior advisor. I am a mechanical specialist. I'm this. And then you ask exactly the same question. Dramatic difference.
Yep.
Why? You said just now, it's always trying to please me. If it doesn't know who you are, it will give you a generic answer because it doesn't know who he's trying to please. He, she, it is trying to please, right? But the minute you say, I am this person, right? So when I was doing a training for some senior leaders, I said, you are the head, you're the vice president. So you say, I am the vice president and I have to make this decisions. And I said, apply the same question. The difference is night and day. Because again, now it knows who you are and it thinks, I have to please a vice president. So it ups the game multiple levels, right? So the first question, the first thing is, the first trick is tell it who you are. Because it immediately changes the context to who you are. The second thing is don't ask the question. You state the problem and then you ask it to ask you questions. So you ask me 3 questions about this topic. Why? Because in problem definition, and we've gone through problem definition classes on this, right? In problem definition, 90% of the solutioning comes out from problem definition.
Yeah.
If you understand the problem well enough, actually getting to the solution is quite straightforward. The problem is that when you gave a problem to the Gen AI, it has 1,000 possible answers. It doesn't know what the problem really is. So what you do is you ask it to help you figure out what the problem is. So those are the only 2 things that I tell people. Number 1, tell him who you are. Number 2, I still use the word him, by the way, but just have it. It. Tell it who you are. Number 2 is ask it to ask you 3, maybe 5, but 3 is good enough. 3 questions so that it understands the problem better. So when you do that, it narrows the field of questioning, narrows the field of problems to one area.
Gets more relevant.
It gets much more relevant. And if you think that it still haven't, ask me 3 more questions. Usually by the 6th question says, yeah, I got the answer. And it'll give you the answer that you want. And it's usually brilliant. These 2 things actually help people transform their, I would say, experience with generative AI. You don't need a whole day class for it. You just apply these 2 and you figure out a dramatic difference.
The rest you learn along the way.
The rest you learn, absolutely.
My ChatGPT knows who I am, and more than I know, I feed the CV.
Perfect. A lot of people are resisting that, by the way, right? Because they don't want to give.
As if people can't figure it
anyway.
out
Other ways, right? Absolutely.
There's nothing. Get to know me. I love it. I don't have many more years to live. 40 at most. Or that's 94, 96.
So it's not difficult. And I think, it would help, especially within the context of Malaysia, right, to just make us, I use the expression augmented, right? So you augment everyone with the capability, the knowledge of the world. How could you go wrong with that?
Yeah.
Right. It's an amazing opportunity.
Now, let's try to understand when an organization wants to start to embark in this journey. Normally, the first thing they have to go through, or they think they have to go through, is to digitalize most things, or else those are in dumb formats or manual. And so, what's the steps? What are the steps from digitalization, not digitization, digitalization towards this AI era?
Okay. I resist that change, by the way. Because it is boiling the ocean to a large extent when you want to digitalize everything. If I go through my mantras, I love my mantras because it's so relevant all the time. My second mantra was value obsessed, right? Yeah. You must hit a P&L somewhere. Always start with that. And I always tell people, don't just say, hey, I want to AI, I want to move into AI. No. What do you really want to do? Yeah, a lot of people just want to say, I want to show that I'm doing AI. What's the point of showing AI when you have no output to show for it? That, you improved some key parameters. It may not be a P&L. You want to do safety. You want to improve something. You want to do something that is materially changing how you do your business, right? You start with that, and then you ask the question next. So, you take 4 or 5 areas, not 1,000, 4 or 5 areas that you think, these 4 or 5 areas should materially change something in the business. Could be a P&L, could be some other critical thing. Then you ask the question backwards, what would impact that lever significantly? Right? You figure out what is it that could change. Then you ask the question, do I have the data? You don't talk about AI yet, right? Do I have the data that supports me if I wanted to do it in myself? Right? Yes, but I might have some data. It's not so good here. It's not so good there. But, I have some data to support this. But I need some kind of engine that will help me deliver the outcome. Then you talk about AI. Right? Don't talk about digitalization. Don't talk about any of that. If you want to invest, you better have a returns, right? And so your question is always about where's my returns going to come from, which then justify the investment that you're going to make on it. And believe me, you'll never find, I'm saying this in open, you'll never find an investment that says, let's do broad case digitalization. I don't think you're going to find an ROI to justify broad-based digitalization. I think you just need to hit an outcome number, right, across business. And so that also then changes your mindset that you're not going, oh my God, everybody's AI, that neighbor's doing AI, this fellow's doing AI, let me do AI. For what? Don't do AI. You save money. Because you know what the statistics is today? 70% to 95% of all AI projects fail.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. In June last year, I think it was June last year, MIT issued a report on agent systems, and it said 95% of corporations do not see returns on investment in this space. Right? So and why are you doing that? Because 80% of the time is, oh my God, that guy's doing AI, that guy's doing AI, that guy declared AI.
They feel left out.
They feel left out. So they say, let's put some money into AI. What are we doing in AI? I don't know, but we're doing AI. Right? Let's spend some money. Oh, it's not working. Spend some more money. No.
It's a good lesson, this one. Start with the bottom line, what you get out of it.
Yeah,
the rest are the means to that, right?
Yeah. AI is an enabler. It's a tool to get you somewhere, right?
Yes.
And I keep saying, in the quiver, your arrow, I'm thinking Legolas from Lord of the Rings. Oh, never mind. You don't know. But in your quiver, there are 3 arrows, right? And one is machine learning, one is generative AI, one is agentic systems. And you need to understand that part of that bow that you're using is a data system as well that's baked into it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And it needs that combination of the AI tool with the data.
Yes.
Good data to actually hit your mark. Right?
Good analogy. Yeah.
If you get that done, the chances are you're going to hit a P&L outcome. And the best part is once you hit a P&L outcome, you can use the benefit from that, the returns from that to fund more AI projects.
Yeah.
Then become self-sustaining. Now, to a finance guy, that's music to his ears. Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not funding it anymore.
Yeah. There's a third mantra, right?
It's a mantra.
Sustainability.
Yeah. It's a slightly different way of looking at it, but it gets you away from this hype that's going on all around.
Yeah.
There's too much hype right now on AI.
Last time before AI came, digitalization, I remember, was important because things can get lost when you don't digitalize or digitize
Absolutely.
it. But right now, you don't have to have it in digital format to be able to AI it, right? You can just feed a photocopy document.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
You can read.
Absolutely. Especially with Gen AI now, you can feed it in almost any context. Right. They call it multimodal in that space only because it has the ability to just read context, pictures, anything you want, right? Videos. So you can feed it anything and it will consume.
So we can actually skip the digitalization if it's not necessary.
Well, at some point, because the data needs to be fed in, but you're not doing the ocean.
Not everything.
Not everything. You're doing what you need to actually deliver an outcome.
Yes.
I go back to outcome-based AI as
that's
much
great,
as possible.
That's why he's the advisor. We're learning.
It helps to reduce costs.
Indeed.
Right? Because if not, you end up with hundreds of millions of dollars and then nothing to show for it at the end.
True.
I don't think that's the way we should be working.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah. Fascinating.
In a capital project space, there's so much we can do here. Right?
Oh, yeah, a lot.
You know the story we did with the Project Command Center was one of those big achievements that we did in Petronas. But just the logic that we would get capital projects to feed data into a central dashboard, a control center, was just so difficult to establish, right? Because you're saying it took 2 years, by the way. Wasn't it 2 years for the AI? The AI was simple. Data was a problem. And so we just selected 1 or 2 projects.
Sampling.
But we took, for that particular project, we took everything. We took all the data. And we were getting millions of data points that were coming in weekly, just per project. But we went from a monthly feedback, monthly outlook. You know this joke about capital projects. When you report capital projects, you report it on a monthly basis, right? Oh, so by the time I get information, I'm 1 month late or outdated already.
Not real time.
It's not real time. It's already a mess, right? It's 1 month delayed.
Yeah, it could be worse.
It could be worse. And so, what if you could shorten that time frame, right? So we went into 2 weeks and then 1 week, and we thought, wow, right, could be done. But it's not something that we did. It's an ecosystem change.
Exactly. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The contractors have to change. The suppliers have to change. Right. And we needed to change our contracting system so that we incorporated this. Right? Because what's the benefit for them? Right.
Yeah.
And also there is also the psychology problem, which is, Big Brother's watching, right? Because you're starting to report more often. Yeah. And so that's even a change that you have to bring in. You say, no, we're here to help you so that if we see something's going to have a problem, as an ecosystem, we try and solve that problem.
Yeah. Contracting has to change.
Contracting has to change. A lot of things have to change. But it's going to help the project space, man.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, man. And a lot of things has to be automated rather than writing reports. You should be able to even see the site and make the progress percentage out of just visual.
You imagine, a person like yourself, a senior project expert, spending time checking whether the data is right. Your cognitive ability is at a level that is, don't spoil it by looking at data quality problems, right?
Yeah.
You should be, your cognitive ability as a senior project professional is look at it and say, making judgment calls, because that's your capability, right? Can you do the data? Of course, but by God, what an inefficient use of your time.
This day and age. Last time maybe it's quality, but now it's admin work.
It's admin work,
now. Yeah.
right? And so you suddenly say the experts are doing what they are supposed to be doing,
Then they can do more.
and they can do more,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Judgments, accountability, all of those things are just that makes a space a lot more exciting.
Yeah. Right. What's your take on, when it comes to AI, digitalization, or all these new things, it makes no sense to improve it by projects. It's a set of projects, it's portfolio or program level, right?
Yes.
So the improvements, the initiative will get a bit more bigger or massive, although we selectively try to link it to P&L and see what we want, right? So it's not tied to a project, right? So if a company wants to start off embarking on this, they've got their self problems, they've got their dreams and targets, they know what from the P&L can help. How do they start? Engage experts, or
Okay.
what do they do?
There is, depending on your investment pathway.
Okay.
The cheap investment pathway is do it yourself, if you can, right? Or hire one or two people to help you. See, I will be, let's say I'm doing it myself. I want to do it myself, which a lot of people would say, can we do it ourselves? Because that's the lowest investment cost.
Yeah.
Say it's possible, but it will take a bit longer time, right? Because understanding impact to P&L, straightforward. Somebody in the company will know. Understanding what levers to impact the P&L, easy, all in the company. Understanding what would be your wish case for how to change that lever to actually impact the P&L, also within the company. Do I have the data that helps me to move that lever? Possibly, right? It depends, but you have to do a little bit of analysis at that point. Here starts a little bit of the analysis, not yet AI, but just data analysis bit, right? Could you do this by yourself? But if you train somebody with some basic skills and you don't need, by the way, coding nowadays, because you can just throw it into the AI and say, go figure it out for me. It's possible to do it even without external help, but it takes a bit longer, right? And then you're building the AI, the core AI model itself. Now, recently, there's been a lot of changes, especially in ChatGPT and Claude, where a lot of these processes are automated, right? Theoretically, you can, but it's going to take the hurdle is the ability in-house.
Too many tools? Not enough clarity? Planoly is the no-code platform built for every workflow. Automate tasks, align teams, and move faster. Planoly, built to work your way.
Here you need somebody for the short term.
Yeah.
Right. To be fair, in about a year from now, it is going to be largely democratized. So a person without coding knowledge can just build a model. It's actually already available.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
You don't need to know code at all, right? It is codeless programming. And from early February, this has changed. Early February, the models came out that just dramatically changed how much software engineering you need to actually deliver this. To a large extent, it's possible to do it in-house. This is the lowest investment case, right? Time will be, of course, longer because you have to build up that capability in-house. But let's be frank, you will never regret that build-up in capability, right? It's an investment that will pay back not just for that particular project, but multiple projects if you retain the person.
This for bigger companies, not the mid-size or small.
No, the small ones could just do it themselves. honestly, a small one, if you have a person that you can hire to just do it, the bigger companies, usually the time gets constrained. Say, hey, I want it yesterday. Right. And as the time constraint drops down, then you need to bring in resources to help you get there.
Yes.
Now, here's an opportunity and a risk. The opportunity is you can shrink, but the risk is you outsource everything. And you can't, because I told you all the steps just now. About 4 out of 5 of those steps belongs to you, not to the outsider. It belongs to you. It's only that coding or analysis part that you want the outsider to have. The rest of it, you need to own. You can outsource some of them, but ownership must stay with you. Because if not, you have no line of path to the P&L.
Yes.
Right? And you need to control that outcome to P&L.
It must be a closed system then.
It needs to be a closed system.
So that's why you can't build your own. How can you build your own to get a closed system?
Today, it's getting easier. Right? Like I said, a lot of the software engineering component, which was usually the biggest headache, right? So you take data, you give it to the data science person, the data science person cooks it and comes up with this wonderful model. You test it, it works. You say, okay, let's deploy it. No, wait, you need a software engineer to do that. Because a software engineer is a guy who actually turns a model into reality. Today, that work's becoming super easy.
Okay.
Right? It's getting easier. Because of that, it's getting easier. The time to actually deploy is actually getting shorter. But it takes somebody who understands the ecosystem, understands all these large language models, coding tools, etc., that can short circuit a lot of these things. Then your cost comes down. That's why I say there's very little excuse today for even smaller corporations in Malaysia, right? Smaller project contractors and all that, to start thinking about AI, because the tools are starting to become democratized. It's and the hurdle rate is getting lower and lower each day. So it's an opportunity.
So the most economic way is just to take one person first to figure out the whole ecosystem.
Okay, that's
get an advisor.
well, you need some. Okay, you need. By the way, management can't just bring somebody in. Leadership needs to change as well, right? So first is, and in almost all our strategy, the strategy that we've put forward, the first change is leadership.
Correct.
And then you say, okay, well, leadership, okay, we'll outsource. No. Understand AI. I'm not asking you to learn to code, because that's not required anymore. But understand what AI can do for you. What are the 3 kinds of AI? What its strengths are, what its weaknesses are, right? Understand at a leadership level. Right?
Be very good at leveraging it.
And then you can leverage it. Right? Imagine a guy, a CEO or a head of a project space saying, let me outsource that. I just want to see results. Or the same CEO saying, wait, do we have the data to support that? Or you have some of this data? Let me unblock that.
Different.
Hugely different. Hugely different, because the leader already understands that, right? It makes a dramatic difference to the outcome. And you also then provide the person, the engineer or the person you brought in, you give that person the confidence that he or she would be, I've got the backing of my boss, right?
From the top. Who understands.
Success, failure doesn't matter. Right? Because the first times you're doing it, believe me, the failure counts more than the success. I've run projects where we failed. And believe me, the first few failures were the most revealing. We never committed them again, but the first failures were the most revealing about machine learning. Right? We also had a project where we ran a machine learning model and it completely failed. Not because of anything, but because the markets changed. And my economic driver suddenly dropped. And so I couldn't make money out of it. So I had to pull the plug.
I see.
Even though I'd invested quite a bit in it. Right. But those are the learnings. You learn from the failures, right? But if you have management backing you,
no, different.
oh, it's hugely different.
It's heaven and hell.
Yeah. Heaven and hell. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about, actually. We need 2 more hours at the very least, but unfortunately, we got to go to the most exciting segment.
Sure.
Yep. Rapid fire.
All right, cool.
Imagine your data structured into clear training plans, business plans, strategic roadmaps, and beyond. All connected, all working together. Giliga, AI that becomes part of your workflow, not a replacement, but an evolution.
Okay, I will give you 2 words, 2 phrases, or 2 statements. There's no right and wrong answer. Just choose whichever you want.
Okay.
Either one. And about 11 to 12 questions.
Okay.
Some of the questions I would create on the go, perhaps. Okay, ready? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This one we go fast.
Okay.
Right. Basic colors, RYB, red, yellow, blue, or secondary colors, green, orange, purple.
The primary colors.
Primary, basic or primary colors.
Yeah.
Okay. Why you like the basics to be clear first? Yeah?
It's foundation. I love foundation stuff.
Right. So when you ask colors to people, you get to know the personality as well, their approach, perhaps. Okay, nasi kandar or nasi lemak special with any additional toppings.
First, caveat, I'm a vegetarian. Before I became a vegetarian, nasi kandar was my go-to, man. That was in Penang.
You can still have vegetarian nasi kandar, right?
I do. Tapi very hard to get lah. But okay lah, it's not too bad. But when I was studying in Penang, I wasn't a vegetarian at that time. And Penang nasi kandar, bro. Bro. Hard lah, bro.
Ya lah kan. Panda, you win again, Panda. We're gonna put Panda's photo up. Okay, submarine or helicopter?
That's a good one. I like helicopter.
Not afraid of falling down?
No, it's seeing things from 30,000 feet in the air, 1,000 feet in the air as a helicopter.
Can be seen.
Yeah, well, at least you can see bigger perspective.
Okay. They say deep sea is as big as the space.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, helicopter it is.
Helicopter it is.
Right. I've asked this before. I purposely want to ask another person again. Superman and Batman or Thor and Iron Man?
Are you asking the question between those two sets? Superman, Batman, Iron Man, or Thor?
Iron Man and Thor.
Iron Man and Thor.
Superman and Batman.
Superman, Batman, Iron Man, and Thor.
DC and Marvel.
Wow. Honestly, I'm a DC guy.
Oh, you're a DC guy?
Yeah, I like the action in Marvel, but just the character definition, the storylines. A lot of what DC stands for is not superpower, right? It's a lot about capabilities and ingenuity as opposed to like, I have this superpower and I cannot be destroyed ever, like Superman, right? The
human side, more human side of it.
Yes, it's a lot more human, I think. Right, so
you will love the latest Superman, then emotional one. Emotional Superman.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, watched it. Yeah, it's cool. DC's for me.
Oh, first time I heard this explanation, which is brilliant. Okay, accountable for one mega project or accountable for one program with 1,000 projects?
Wow, that's accountable. I would challenge myself to accountable at a portfolio level.
Many
Many.
projects. Smaller though than the mega.
Smaller, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But you know how I will drive it. It's like I will kill half of the projects if they're not going to make money for me. So it's very simple for me.
Oh, okay. Interesting. The Beatles or Bee Gees and ABBA.
Wow.
The Beatles on its own or Bee Gees and ABBA?
I go for Bee Gees and ABBA.
Oh.
I love both of those music, man.
And Beatles has more.
I mean, I like that, but you know, there's two aspects of this. I love the Bee Gees, man. Staying Alive has been my go-to song for forever. And then as a family, we like ABBA. My wife, my daughter, we just love ABBA, right? And it's like every now and then we'll hear all the modern songs and we'll go back to ABBA, and it's like, yeah.
Okay, I can read you better now. Okay, this one I have to ask everyone.
Yes.
Beamer or Mercedes?
Beamer.
Beamer. Any reason?
It is the comfort, the ride, the pickup. You know, they used to have the tagline, sheer engineering perfection. And they are close to that phrase.
You like the word engineering.
Well, the
subconsciously,
outcome matters. The outcome matters.
Okay.
You know,
it's not output, it's also the outcome.
It's the outcome. You press the accelerator and bro. Yeah.
You can say the same thing about some Mercedes models, right?
Possibly. I don't know. I like the Beamer.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, being great at pickleball or chess?
Chess.
Ooh, without hesitation.
No hesitation.
Pickleball, you sweat.
Yeah, I do, but it's a mental game, chess. I
admire the mental side.
Yeah, I do admire the mental side. It's like being able to think 10 steps ahead. Right?
Yeah.
There's
a beauty in it. Right?
There's a beauty in that. I mean,
you can't think 5 steps ahead for pickleball, right?
No. If you want to have fun, then it's pickleball. But yeah, you know,
chess. Huh? Okay.
Chess. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Telepathy or psychometry? For the audience, psychometry is when you touch something, you get the background of that thing, the history or the emotions connected to the thing that you touch. Telepathy is at will. You get to read minds and thoughts. Which one? Telepathy or psychometry?
Telepathy. Yeah, ability to read what's going to happen in an audience when you're presenting. Come on, bro. It would make my life at work so easy.
You don't want to touch the person and know their background?
Yeah, I think a lot of what
I'm talking about data just now. What?
Yeah.
The past. You can forecast better.
But then, you know, imagine my biggest challenge at work is stakeholder management, right? 90%. When I started my career, my work was, I'm going to focus this nerve center work and all this digital AI convergence stuff. And I'm going to spend 90% of my time technical, and the rest of the time I'll do all this stakeholder management, all this stuff. 6 months later, I was doing 90% of my time doing stakeholder management, 10%. If I could read minds, my life just, bro.
Go to 5%.
Yeah.
It could get worse because you know everything that you're thinking about. Now you worry more. Okay, I'll take that. Telepathy. Yeah.
Okay.
Which World Cup qualified national football team do you support? The usual suspects are there except Italy, Argentina, Brazil, Germany.
Look, I have been forever a Brazil fan. I have been forever, and unfortunately, I have always been a Manchester United fan.
Okay. Right. I was about to ask that one too. Okay, I got two answers. Manchester United, this time you win. Okay, Brazil,
Yeah, I've
Okay.
been a diehard Brazil fan.
Oh, okay. Are you a diehard Manchester United fan? Not die for lah.
Nah, I still believe they can do stuff, right?
Okay.
To the angst of my Liverpool buddies. But
Oh, too bad.
yeah.
Okay. Right. I think that's there's one more.
Okay.
Watching this particular episode of Borak Projects in time,
Yeah.
or let me try to get this balance, or watching Kuch Kotahe again.
Bro, Kuch Hota Hai, the song was my Shuchi and my wedding song.
Got it wrong again.
That's a tough call, bro.
I thought maybe easy for you. I told you again, Okay, anyway.
Yeah, well, the answer to that one. You don't have to ask.
Okay, Borak Projects, you lost again. Honest answers are always appreciated. Yeah.
No worries, man.
Thank you, bro Prakash. Thank you so much for your available time and very inspiring presence here in the studio. Right.
Thank you so much, Alex, for having me. It's been...
So that is a wrap for this special episode of Borak Projects, where we keep it real, relevant, and relentlessly project-driven. A massive thank you to our honorable guest, Encik Prakash Kumar Karunakaran, for sharing his insights that only experience and multiple battle scars can bring. If you got value from this conversation, please like, follow, share, make it viral, or simply drop a comment in our YouTube channel or Facebook platform. And do not keep excellence to yourself. I am Alex Zulkarnain signing off. Until next time, stay professional, work with integrity, stay excellent, and remember, project leaders aren't born. They are built one lesson at a time. Bye from Borak Projects. I meddle with this and then I can't read it. I can't make it bigger.
Okay,
AI, please help me. One day, just talk to it and I'll do.
So we take a photo together?
Sure, man.
Right.
With your guitar?
Yes.
So what's the name of this fella?
What was it? What's the name? You see in the podcast.
Okay. Great.
The Otais, the sorcerers, the superheroes of the project management world.
Right. Interesting, right? No. I'm supposed to put my phone on silent. And it's vibrating. I thought, sorry. No. Oh, okay. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Yeah. It's spam. Yeah. Spam. Put on aeroplane mode. I'm gonna put it in aeroplane mode. I'm sorry about that. It's okay. It's still valuable. We put this at the back of the podcast. I put it on completely silent mode, so it's not gonna. I can throw it away for you. Buy new phone. No, I'm kidding.
We're okay, right, with time? Half an hour baru kan? Ada mesti we lost.
Almost 1 hour eh?
Thank you bro. Come have a kita terbabak banyak. Okay, tambah lah bayar. Okay, berapa banyak? Oh.
Ganti Friday lah nanti habis.
Yeah, correct. I'll just make up time.
Oh yeah, you have to hold the bantal. The bantal is for you.
Oh,
Bye from Borak Projex.